Just letting some traffic clear up before we make this move. You'll see in a later shot that our loop end is right here. So this Santa Fe train will come through, loop around, and then we'll be able to make our move.
Just died, so he just died.
If you could clear all the way out on the there, he's moving back.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We'll stay on that side of the flight.
Our train is coming down. Okay, we'll stop our analog train. Excuse me, sir. Cut the engine, run it out, and then we'll take it back down blue. And we got two passing sidings and a lot of room on the optional 10-inch line, so that's where we're going to tuck this guy. This could all be done at the same time, but we'll do it step by step just for clarification. And we'll take the siding over here in this diesel terminal, and that you can actually park locomotives in there. And that's that. Take our DCC out. Just need to clear this first yellow switch you see here. Do that. And then we just back on. A little help from the brakeman. And away we go. Now that's step one, getting out of the yard. This view is our DCC train now coming down. This is also all interlocked. There is a switch that must be thrown to energize the crossing at the tower. Right now we're lined to come through on the blue and yellow. Once the train clears, we'll throw the switch back, and then that'll open it up for the loop trains, which is the majority of our traffic on this layout today. Our loop end and into our crossover module. This is how we'll accomplish getting back onto the yellow line once we head out and around the T and around the digital railroad. You'll see how the digital gets back. The inner two loops, the blue and yellow loop in the foreground, we have set up on old Lindsay throttles, just for the guys that just like to set up their trains and run round and round. The rest of the railroad is Aristo, and then we have our digital railroad running around red to blue on this T, and you'll see the train come back in a moment. Here's our digital train coming back around. It made its loop, and now we're coming back on the blue of the T. Another view of the crossover module shows you how we're able to get out of here from track to track. Crossing for our return loop, for the Aristo return loop from blue to red. The digital locomotive and train will come into sight. We'll be able to stop them. We'll throw the interlocking to let the loop traffic pass, and then that train will be able to roll through. And once the cold drag clears, we'll be able to set the interlocking for our direction, and we'll head back into the yard. Heading back into the yard. You can see coming back in on the blue. Blue runs into yellow. So we've made a complete loop back to the same point. Okay, so back into the yard. We'll run around our train, spot the caboose, cabin really, and we'll bring our Aristo locomotive back into play and send the train on its merry way on the Aristo. Probably throw the interlock. It would be nice to get some traffic through here. Some Aristo traffic running through. We got our caboose. Dropping the caboose so we can run around, put it on the rear end. could do this while with the Aristo, but we're doing it now, so it's just a little easier to handle. Around the caboose, all the way around the yard on yellow. We'll grab the caboose, spot it on the rear of the train, and then we'll bring our Aristo locomotive back into play.
That's good.
Engine's actually running down the last of the bowl tracks. Obviously with this system and setup, we're always going to need to have a track clear. But I don't expect any trains to be laying in here because this is really going to be just for transferring locomotives. Okay, and away we go. And coming back into view, we'll be spotting the caboose on the rear of the test train here. And we coupled on. Take our digital engine away. And now we'll be able to put our DCC engine to rest. Yellow line and the track immediate to its left, that's the dedicated siding for the yellow line. So you always have a spot that you can store cars or run around the train on. Now we'll swing back to our Aristo locomotive that we left on the blue line, optional blue line. And we'll take that back. Okay, we're back. Coming off the option line in the upper right-hand screen, that's our Aristo locomotive. Down on blue line now. Down to the ladder. We'll throw that, line ourselves up. And that's one full circuit on the DC Aristo to digital line. That's how you hand your train off. And there'll be a track plan accompanying this. The reason you can't run through is because yellow's deadline because there's no way to get back from yellow over to red without fouling everything else. So, but with our loop end, we just demonstrated that all you need to do is just run around the train, put the power in the right end, and we can just run right back around and come out on red, as you'll see. And that'll do it. That's one complete full circle, and now you'll be able to go anywhere else on the Aristo Railroad that you want to go. For the yard to show you how everything is routed. Track 1 is red. Track 2, yellow, that's our digital line, and track 3 is Aristo. You can see that the 1-3 automatically selects the power routing back from either the yellow or blue. That's how we're able to accomplish it with the 3-track bowl to do the little operation that we just showed you. You can also see that dedicated siding, track A, on the yellow line for runaround moves with the DCC equipment. Once again, another look. When we throw our auto switches, you're blocked out from either track, yellow or blue. So therefore, track 2 being digital, when the switch is thrown, will feed all the way back in digitally. Same with the blue line. When that is thrown, the Aristo analog feeds back through the crossover and into the bowl. And that's how you're able to get out on and off with the power routing in the yard. One more demonstration with the panel. You can see when we throw 3, 1 is locked out. No action is taken by 1 when you throw it when it's locked out. It's automatically blocked out. Both switches cannot be thrown at the same time. That's the fail-safe to make sure that nothing crosses over between the analog and the digital. Look at the business end of all this. This is all you'll need to know for the power routing. Right now we're lined up for digital going through on yellow, Aristo going through on blue. And we'll go ahead and line up for digital. And that gives us the bowl for the digital off the yellow line. Also, you'll notice we can try to throw 1 now and nothing will happen. So we're completely locked out. All right, now we'll go ahead and go from this back to aligning the bowl for Aristo. And you can see that. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So that's a couple of things that are locked in there automatically, so you don't have to worry about frying an engine sitting across the point somewhere. General overview of the bowl, and of course one thing not to forget, there is a mirror image of this on the other side of the yard.